is and is busy today, so we will, but since all of us have joined, we will learn something very helpful. So today's session is more of introspection. If all of you are into that mood, then it will be really helpful that we would like to introspect some areas in our life where we can improve upon or where we think improvement is required and all like that. Yeah, especially in terms of controlling our mind or managing our mind like that. And what is our mind also we will try to understand a bit from Bhagavad Gita. So yes, let us see. So I've read various books and Bhagavad Gita also. So from that, I came to understand various important principles that in today's day and life, like things have become so external that most of us find it difficult to know ourselves only, like what we want to do. The thing is that we have been so much controlled by external situations, especially in the age of this social media, when people are like posting everything, like literally everything on Instagram or Facebook, or it's difficult to be in the moment. Just people want to live a fake moment so that they can show things on the social media. Like, I'm not against it or nothing like that, just kind of giving one thought. Because today itself I read one thing in the news. Like, there was one a big Mercedes car which got accident on the, like, near Ayodhya on the Purvanchal Expressway in UP itself, and the people were running at 230 kilometer per hour in that Mercedes car, and it was just totally, the accident was so horror, like it was full of so horror that people find it difficult even to see the things. That the engine of the car went 6 meter away and the heads of the people were totally chopped off. Like, there were 4 people inside it and all of them lost their life, unfortunately. But the interesting thing I read in the news was they were going live on the Facebook telling to all the people that, yeah, and now we are increasing our speed, let's go 100, 150, 200, 230, and then boom, then nothing was there after that. So I was just worried that many times for all of us also, many things happen. Like, we go to our some places, some nice places we go to visit, and then we just lost our most of the time just in capturing some photos and all. It's nice, we should capture the memories, but I'm just telling that it should not be something which is beyond a limit, that we even forget to live in that moment, live in that place, what we came for, that purpose, to really enjoy the moment in those vacations, etc., etc. So there is so much noise, as Bhagavad Gita is telling, that today so much of noise of expectations, opinions, what people would think about us. So I read an interesting quote. It said that, like, we try to be the person what we think others think of us, like what others are thinking, that and we think that he is thinking about me, like I should be like this. So we just try to show ourselves from the opinion of others, and that also we don't know whether that is their opinion or not. We think in our mind that they are thinking about me like this, and then I just try to show myself, or like show my image in that particular way. We just really sometimes forget our real selves also because of that. So this is just some sort of introspection for all of us, for me also, like the places where we don't become the real we sometimes it is required in the society also for some sense, but many times it keeps us away from the real life. Basically, I just want to go into that point. And why it is happening most of the time, this is because of our mind. That is the place where this mind concept comes into the picture. So this is one very good like comparison being shown between a mind which is controlled and the mind which is not controlled. So a monk mind represents typically a mind which is controlled, and monkey mind represents something which is like a monkey jumping from one branch to another. So that is not kind of controlled and taking us away from our real goal or focus most of the times. So we can ourselves analyze for where most of the us lie in which factor. Somewhere we will find that our mind is behaving like a monk mind, and sometimes it is behaving like a monkey mind. So the goal is that the more we our mind becomes like a monk mind, or the mind which is more controlled, then we will be able to achieve the maximum efficiency in all our works, and in our life also we will be able to get more and more satisfaction like that. So the first thing which the comparisons telling that monkey mind is something which is sorry, I'm just got some cold. I'm not able to recover from some days. So overwhelmed by multiple branches, like it is just moving from one direction to another. Like I am someone who is working on my laptop, then suddenly one thought came into my mind, let me call that person. Then I pick up my phone. While picking up my phone, then I saw something on the Instagram, then I went there, and this way it is just hopping around here and there, and literally finally we end up achieving nothing. Many times it happens, especially I'm talking in the students. I have seen in the students lives, when they try to study, something similar to this happens many times. Then when they are trying to study, then they remember that today is World Cup going on or IPL going on, then they forget everything and they went go there. And another thing, just before exam, something they remember, and this way distractions keep on taking them away from the real focus many times. And for us also sometimes it might have happened, we can analyze for ourselves. But monk mind is something which is focused, that I have to do my work, I have to finish my job, I have to study for 3 hours continuously, let me study, let me finish that, then that work will be completed with best efficiency. I've seen also, and all of us I think would also agree to that. So we will see also as we go ahead in the probably in the next session, we have decided, if hopefully it happens, that we will discuss the best method to control our mind, to transform our mind which is little less controlled into a better controlled mind that way. So we will learn that meditation technique also. So monkey mind, the next symptom is that it coasts in the passenger seat. What does it means is that, like, many times situation, what is, people think that जो भी हो रहा है होने देते हैं, like they don't care about, like, anything is happening in the classroom, they are sitting, just for example, they are sitting in the classroom and then teacher is teaching, teacher is going away, they just are not worrying about anything, they just say we don't care, I'm just sitting on my desk, spending whole my time writing something on the notebooks, making some doodles, etc. So that may be fun for some time, but most of the time we need to take complete responsibility for our actions, especially when we are in a job, we have to do some work, then we cannot be sitting in the passenger seat. We have to be responsible for our work. Like my manager asks me that this work has to be completed, I'm blocked because of certain reasons, some people are not responding or whatever, so I cannot be like just sitting in the passenger seat, just okay, people are not responding, I will also not respond. This way things does not happen most of the time. We have to really go hard and we have to get that work done, somehow pushing the people, escalating the issues. So this is the difference between a monkey mind and monk mind. It just wants to be casual, but the monk mind wants to live everything intentionally and consciously, that I have to do my work, responsibility I have taken, I have to do it anyways. So the next symptom is the monkey mind. It complains, it compares, and it criticizes. Actually, these three terms are very very huge by itself, like they may take even 1 hour or more even to explain all this situation. But this I have heard very nicely, that these are the big problems of our mind. We can also try to control our mind with respect to especially these three things, that our mind have a naturally tendency to complain about things, that things are not going well, whatever our role is, that we forgetting that taking our responsibility, we move to more into complain zone most of the time. And we have seen some people, we may not be like that, but we might have seen some people who are always into a complaining zone, that they don't want to do themselves anything, but they just want to complain, they just like complaining and not doing anything. But this is not something which is productive, which will bring some result. It will never happen, complaints. We need actions. And next thing is compares. This comparison is actually a very very big problem for most of the people in society. We tend to lose our happiness, or we tend to become sad most of the time. Many people, I'm not talking anything in general, but like normally we have seen that people who compare, like, oh, he's having this car, I am having that car, or his home is big, our home is small, or whatever, their childrens are doing that, our childrens are doing that, or our parents are doing that. So it comparison is something which has no end, no limit. We cannot compare to human beings because everyone has been made uniquely by God. Everyone has unique potentials, everyone is having unique abilities. So one should stick to our best, one should try to do our best. Everyone should be doing, if they stick to doing their best and then moving ahead in life, then they will be able to achieve maximum. But if we just keep on comparing ourselves, like it is being told, like example is being given, that a tiger cannot cannot compare itself with a fish. Fish is someone who is having ability to swim in water. So in swimming, if there is a swimming competition, the fish will be first. But if there is a running competition, a tiger will be first. So everyone is having unique qualities, but in this society, like, we have to live, competition is there, that is true. But still there is something which we can do, is that we try to do our best, we try to improve ourselves, whatever is required to improve, put efforts into our things, rather than just comparing ourselves every moment with others. It will help us reduce lot of anxiety, lot of stress. I have seen in my personal life also, and various examples also, that during my college days also, I school days also, fortunately, because of some values by parents or grandparents, or some reading of Bhagavad Gita also, all these things, I never thought of comparing myself with others. Some, I was in that zone, I went into that zone one time when I was in Kota while I was doing preparation for IIT JEE. So then in the class, all the students, they were like, I was doing after 12th, I was taking a drop, but I have not prepared in the 11th, 12th for IIT JEE specifically. I have done for my board exam. So I was good in that. But in that class where I was sitting amongst 200 students in the coaching, all the students, they were like experts. They have attended those classes 2 years back also, and many students were like that, who have attended all the same questions. Even before the teacher was writing question, they were just writing the answers. I was just totally becoming hopeless. What should I do? All these students are so intelligent, and I'm a fool. I am not able to do anything. I am not able to even understand the question by the time all the people are just even answering. But then slowly I got some knowledge, some hope from my parents, some knowledge from Bhagavad Gita. Then I was able to stabilize myself, and I focused more on myself, that I'm weak in this particular area. I will try to work upon this. And that really helped me actually to face all the exams, and then fortunately I got into NIT also, and then there also I was able to get good ranks, good marks, because I stopped keeping my distractions on other things, like what people are thinking about me. And so I want to improve in certain areas that we understand, that we take help from others, and then we move ahead, rather than just every moment trying to compare and feeling like so negative that way. So this is one thing which I hope will be helpful for all of us in various areas. It can be applied in any area of our life. And then next thing is criticism. And then we, when we think that we are losing to others, then we move to criticism. When we think that they are doing better than us, then we tend to criticize, or genuinely also. So all these things are mostly not productive many times. If we just stick to improving ourselves in character, in values, and in competence also, then I think best of us can be brought out, rather than focusing on others, complaining about them, comparing ourselves to others, and also criticizing others for their works, like that. So the just opposite of this is the monk mind: compassionate, caring, and collaborative. So that is the next thing. Then monkey mind is something, someone who overthinks and procrastinates the thing. Like a person is just sitting. I hope all of us remember the three modes. Anyone remembers the three modes which we have discussed? What is, which mode symptom is overthinking and procrastination? Three modes. Anyone?
Very good. Mode of passion, Raj.
Yeah, passion and like ignorance. Especially ignorance is
Ignorance.
procrastination. Yeah, ignorance. When a person does not want to do anything, he is in ignorance. So when a person is in mode of ignorance, so all these things are related, especially in scriptures. Everything is being connected to this mode of passion and ignorance. And mode of goodness is something which is more on the sober level. A person is calm and composed, analyzes things, articulates things. So that way. So I will share these slides also. So I think we can take a look at this particular slide and give ourselves some time, look at what things we may need to work upon, and where we need to transform, and what actions we need to take. If there is any question or anything, I think we can discuss in further sessions also. So this is something which is very, very helpful, I hope, for all of us to understand in what fields our mind is not helping us in the right direction. It is um, taking us in the wrong direction, like that. Especially one thing which all of us would accept. So monkey mind is something which does whatever feels good, the third last point. So this is very common these days. Like people think that जो भी मुझे अच्छा लगता है मैं वो करना चाहता हूँ, या वो मैं कर सकता हूँ. But it may not be the reality actually. A person who is a thief will like to do thievery, murder, etc., rapes, and so many things. So ऐसा करने से the world will not run in the good direction. And we also understand that there are rules, there are constitution being made by the government, especially. तो इसीलिए बनाया गया है कि हम, there are certain limits that one cannot do whatever one feels that he is doing good. Although people may speak of independence is there, we are free, but still uh, everyone accepts that there are certain rules by which a person or a human being is expected to live. Animals are not expected to live by any rules. There is no traffic rule for animal, there are no rules for doing murder or anything. Matlab, a tiger can kill, there he will be killed certainly by humans, but still there are no rules that which can guide them, which can even transform them or make them changed. But for us, there are rules. So that means This world has been created in a way that if we live by certain principles, then we will be happy. Otherwise, we will be in trouble. And this is the point where, uh, especially the modern generation, is really lagging upon. That people think that whatever I feel good, I will do that. And because of that, people end up getting into wrong habits. This is the only reason, that whatever is good, I understand it is to be good, I will do that. I hope all of you agree at least with this point. Is it like something questionable, or I am thinking, yeah, correct? Yeah, Kiranji is telling that, yeah, he agrees. I hope others also agree.
So
Yeah. So this is something which needs to be taught even to all the younger generation and even the older generation also. This has to be passed on very nicely. So now, looking into little technical details of mind. So Bhagavad Gita tells about mind, intelligence, and senses. These three things: mind, intelligence, ego. It talks about body, it talks about soul. We are going to discuss that also in further sessions. But today, just speaking about mind. So sometimes we find it difficult to differentiate between what is mind and what is intelligence. So we can understand it to be like just a simple, like a computer machine, where all the input devices, like the keyboard, mouse, are our senses, like the senses through which we hear, through which we like see things. जहाँ पर like five senses all of us know: eyes, ears, nose, skin, tongue. So ये पांच हमारे input devices हैं through which the input is going into this particular body, or this take this body to be a machine. Within this machine is the real I, soul, जिसके बारे में हम next session में discuss करेंगे. But just for now, Bhagavad Gita is also telling that this is yantra, this is machine. And in this machine, all these things like our ears, our eyes, nose, skin, tongue, they are the input through which the input is going to the mind. एंड देन माइंड इज जस्ट लाइक अ मेमोरी. जो हमारा फोन या फिर लैपटॉप है, उसका अगर हम हार्ड डिस्क का बात करें, इट इज जस्ट लाइक मेमोरी विच इज कीपिंग all the previous things, like previous all the desires, कि ये मुझे अच्छा लगता है, I like this, और previous experiences that especially just हमने जैसे सोचें कि I tasted gulab jamun, so next time when gulab jamun comes in front of us, so from the mind this information is being fetched, and it is being told through our intelligence that this is something which I like. So mind is having memory, and it tells our previous experiences कि ये अच्छा है या बुरा है. So the work of mind mainly is this: thinking, willing, feeling. There are three works, but mainly this, that it tells the previous experiences whether it is good or bad. It does not know anything beyond that. Mostly it says it is good and I want it. जो भी कुछ हमें अच्छा लगता है, it does not cares about other factors. But then comes the intelligence. God has given us intelligence also, which we say normally as buddhi. In Hindi we say कि बुद्धि है, and then we say about mind, मन also. मेरा मन कर रहा है किसी भी चीज के लिए, normally we think in that way. So normally what happens then, intelligence is like the decision maker or CPU, which is having the whole decision making capability. So if our intelligence is not stronger, if our intelligence is not very high, then our mind will overpower us. Our mind will overpower, or the people whose intelligence is not stronger, we can think in that way, their mind overpowers them, and whatever they feel good, they try to do that. So the main reason why people go into the wrong things, wrong direction, wrong habits, is because of mind being stronger than intelligence. And why intelligence become weak? Because of lack of knowledge, because of lack of spiritual knowledge or value system, which is coming from our books, our schools. So there at the root point where we are there in our childhood, then the right input is being not given. And also later also a person is not reading Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is something which gives us the right decision making capability, whether it is correct or not. So in various situation, if our intelligence is stronger, then we will be able to take a good decision. We will be able to take a decision which is based on good and bad. Otherwise, most of the time, we, if the intelligence is weak, a person may move whatever mind is saying that this is good, I want to do it. So here the whole thing is coming into the picture, how mind functions. I hope it is clear. So this is very, very simple, but very, very important principle. Garbage in, garbage out, good in, good out. So our mind is just like memory, as we have told. So if we put wrong inputs, then it is for sure that a person is going to do wrong acts also. But if the input is good, the acts will be good also. Like for example, most of the time these days people are like watching wrong movies also, and various wrong stuffs which is coming on all the internet across. And that is why wrong things like crimes are increasing even in childs, like so many rapes happening because of all these things, that people are watching all the dirty things which are going into the mind. So then it provokes a person to act also in the wrong way. So the simple thing is that if we replace our inputs, the wrong inputs, by good inputs, then slowly and steadily, it is not going to happen over a day कि हमारे थॉट्स जो हैं वो पॉजिटिव हो जाएंगे, गलत से सही हो जाएंगे. It takes time, because if someone has taken wrong inputs, then some wrong output are going to still come even when they have stopped taking the wrong input. But slowly we replace the wrong inputs by good inputs, by the inputs from good books. Especially these are the four parameters. There can be many from where we get our inputs, like the books we read. So if we read good books, our on like books in the curriculum, or books like which have values, which teach something positive, like Bhagavad Gita, scriptures, then our output will be good. But there are dirty things also, so many wrong, like magazines which come, and newspaper also is full of negative thoughts many times, negative at least. About it is telling about so many people being killed, someone being murdered, thievery and all. So this is having all wrong impact on most of our minds many times. The movie we watch, like so many movies, especially some good movies are also there, but sometimes people become habitual of watching wrong movies also. And sorry to say, they are the highly watched content on the YouTube. They are, or all the internet even, they are like having the highest revenue in America in this industry, especially this wrong movies. Yeah, I hope that way. So mm, music we hear, music has very, very important part to play. Whatever we hear, that has very strong impact on us. So if we hear some music, like you might be aware, like the Bollywood music, or music in these days is turning violent. So many people showing in within the music about guns and killing people, and that way, that is how the violence is increasing day by day in America. There is so much violence among the kids because of all these inputs being wrong at the grassroots level. And that is why the output is coming to be that way. And the next most important thing is the kind of people which with which we are around, mm, with which, with whom we spend most of our time. So if they are negative, if they are taking us to wrong habits, our friends are pushing us, like especially for kids, I am telling this way. I have seen जिसके भी friends अच्छे नहीं होते हैं, who is not into the good friend circle, they mostly how long they will control not getting into the wrong habits. If all our friends are doing wrong things, it is from where we get wrong habits. I have seen in my personal life also, many times whatever wrong we feel get attracted, or our friends are doing wrong things, we also feel attracted to do that. So if we have good friends, then surely good friends mean who are inspiring us, who are not helping, who are telling us not to criticize even others, not to compare with others, and also not helping or in motivating us to go into the wrong habits that way. So friends are actually the most important of all these things. Other things are also important, but friends are the person who influence us the most. Friends mean someone with whom we share our heart, like with whom we really appreciate what they say and we follow whatever they speak. They can be our family members, they can be our classmates or office mates, someone from there on. So, we can observe ourselves from where whatever things we see in our life, whether they are what we really want to do. हम कोई भी चीज है, like all of us understand that helping others is good, being compassionate is good, but are we really able to follow or stick to those points? So we can analyze for ourselves what we are doing, how we are spending our time. So this is actually one thing we can audit our life, that how we are spending our time, how we are spending our money. If these are the correct things जो हम करना चाहते हैं, अगर हम वहीं पर अपना time spend कर रहे हैं, then we are going in the right direction. But if we understand that I don't want to do that activity, but most of my time is being spent with like social media, but I'm not getting anything helpful out of that, then we probably may need to look back and see what can be done to rectify that. And also the things for which we are spending money, are they the really thing which we want would like to do? So especially these two things, money and time, we can audit for ourselves where we are spending, and is it the correct place where we would like to do them. So I would like to stop here for today, and would like to take any question if there is any.